want a better life. Let's make it real. This is a better life. From scars to stars, from pain to bulletproof, to reach a better life. A better life with you. Talking news, pop culture life, love and scandal, heart to heart. No playing small, we rise, we fall, we laugh, we do it all. A better life is one brave call to raise a better life. Let's build a better life. Let's build a better life. A better life to raise a better life.
Hello everyone. Let me know if you can hear me okay. It should sound okay. I have an external mic, as you can see. It's a lapel mic. I've not used it before. I can't hear and monitor the sound that's coming out. So please hit me in the chat and say you can hear me, and let me know. It shouldn't sound tinny or echoey or anything like that. If it does, that means it's not right, and I'll fix it. Audio is good. Cisco, hi. I tried going live earlier. It was a mess. So I had to wait. Sounds great. Perfect. That's good. Thank you for letting me know. Peters, sounds good. Thank you. Thanks for being here. I was all excited to do something, like be more live at the courthouse. It's just across the street from my hotel, so I could just walk across the street. It was pretty amazing. I knew it was close, but you know, being the planner that I am, I didn't you know, really map it out. I just knew it was close, and that was good enough for me. But to my surprise, it's right across the street. However, I'm a little bit disappointed. They don't give you complimentary water here. I thought all hotels do that now, so you have to buy it. They don't have hard liquor at the bar. Also, at the bar, it's only a partial license that they have. So you can only drink from 5 to 10, and it has to be with food. You can't just order a drink. So anyways, just so you know, if you're ever, and I think that's a lot with the hotels here in Utah. I guess the Marriott, you can, they only serve at 5. They can only serve at a certain time. So anyways, that's my deal. Otherwise, it's a great hotel room. It's cute, as you can see. I've got a little couch area, and my bedroom is over there. So I'll be here for so that you know, for the next few days. Cisco says a drink and a peanut. A drink and a peanut. Yeah, so anyways, I just saw something that it was out of place, and I don't want to lose it when I leave, so I had to move that. Let's see, what else can I tell you? The trip in, it was good. It was a good flight. It was good weather. Please hit the thumbs up, hit the heart in the chat. Welcome to Teresa Better Live. We are going to talk about what happened in the trial, or in the hearing today. It wasn't trial. And I wasn't expecting Tyler to be there, but he was there, so we got to see him. So yes, please hit the thumbs up on this video, like, subscribe, so you get future notifications. and hit the heart next to the chat so the algorithm knows we are here. Anyway, okay, so the flight was fine. I flew into Salt Lake City. The plane was small, hit my head in front of everybody. That was a lot of fun on the upper thing. Anyway, so then I had to drive to Provo, and I got here. The plane was late. The layover, the connecting plane was late. So, Jay Anthony, hello. Nothing. We're just warming up here. I'm talking about my whole flight, the hotel, and all of that. But make sure you hit the thumbs up on your way in, and heart. Give me some hearts in the next to the chat. Okay, so I got in at 6:30. So when it was still rush hour from Salt Lake to Provo, so that took me a good hour and a half. I stopped over at In-N-Out, had a burger. It was pretty good. We don't have an In-N-Out in Wisconsin, so it had been a year since I'd been to an In-N-Out, so I stopped there. They also have an El Pollo Loco, which when I lived in California, I used to love El Pollo Loco. I haven't had it since moving out of California, which was in 1999. I was in the Sacramento area. So I haven't had El Pollo Loco, and probably my tastes have changed. So I'll go over there and see tonight for dinner. I'll grab something, see if I still like it the same, or if, my taste buds have changed since being in my 20s. Oh, gosh. What did Cisco says? I had someone's heavy luggage once fall out of the upper storage and smack me on the side of the head. Ouch. 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 That's gotta hurt. That left a mark, right? Hey, Jamie, welcome in. Hit the thumbs up, please. Thank you for the super. That'll help pay for my plane ticket, my parking, my food, my water, all of it. I also subscribe to get the full transcripts of the court hearing today. I did scribble a bunch of notes. So let's see. And I'm going to follow the whole docket. So we are going to cover this case from beginning to end, you guys. I am going to look through dockets. We'll go over the filings. We'll go over all of it. So all the super chats will help me pay for that, because there is a cost to anything you look up. There's a monthly subscription to do it. I'm just doing it, of course, through this trial. Otherwise, I don't need Utah court information. So I got to see Judge Graff. He is a handsome man. Please don't tell my husband, even though he can probably hear me. He is as handsome as he looks in his pictures, and he's kind as he seems to appear in, as we've seen him on TV. He seems like a kind person and mellow. He doesn't seem harsh and rude. But anyways, let's see. It was a metal case too. Cisco had hit him in the head. Oh gosh. Thanks. I am back. The live didn't go so well like I expected it to this morning, but hey, we're here in the hotel today to cover it and talk about it all. Let's see. Jay, must be hard leaving the Mexican food out here in Cal. It's so hard. You don't even know. Mexican food, Thai food, Chinese food, all the ethnic food, they are just Midwest good, if you know what I mean. Midwest, we're a friendly bunch. They're a friendly bunch, but the food is Midwest good. It's hard. Hey, Super Smarty. So you left, Coach Colin was having a hard time with his tech, and then I was having a hard time with my tech, and it just didn't work out, but I'm glad you're here. So yeah, he does, Jamie, he does. Please be sure to hit the thumbs up. He does come off normal. Yes. Yeah. He totally does. And he is great. So Tyler Robinson was there. I wasn't expecting to see him. He was in his usual blue shirt and suit. Hey, Hope. Hello. So he walked in. Of course, they tell you to, not smile a lot, not make facial expressions or whatever. I sat right behind his parents, and I did stand up at we had a short 15-minute recess from the morning part of the session, and I, stood up and introduced myself to her, to the mom, to the mother. Amber is her name anyway. And so of course she can't say a whole lot, and, didn't want to say a whole lot. And as you can imagine, they, they're not smiley and happy. I felt kind of odd introducing myself. Well, not introducing myself, but, being that happy, chipper self, because it's a hard situation. And, but, I don't want to go in and go on, oh, hi. I'm like, hey, I'm one of the content creators that the attorneys are talking about up here, and I'll tell you more about that later. I'll show you what I wore, and I'm going to get some tissue for my runny nose that you guys know I have infinitely running. So I've got my my print pants and cute sweater and boots, my boots. So that's what I wore to court. I looked professional. And when I walked up, there were some reporters out there from Fox News, and they were taking pictures, and they were going to take a picture of me because they thought I looked important. I looked important, you guys. I said, no, I'm nobody. I'm nobody. And he's like, you look important. You look like somebody. He's like, but are you? And I'm like, nah, I'm just Teresa. I'm just Teresa better like you. So, yeah. So anyways, I don't know if he took my picture or not. I did meet a couple of the members of Tyler's defense team. Richard Novak is the head. It seemed like the head guy that was there today talking. But I am somebody. Oh goodness. Let's see. I look VIP. Thank you. And you are an up and comer, Jeff says. Allie, hi. Allie's here. I told you guys that we were going to try to do a joint, and we still might. She was working late. I was in late. I went to bed like at 10:30. I just crashed and then got up at 4:45 this morning. To prepare. I slowly prepare and get all my stuff packed. Thank you, JK. Hello. Thank you. Thanks for being here. Hit the thumbs up and hearts next to the chat. You, Jamie, you are so cute and can charm them all and get the answers. Well, I did ask. So what they were talking about today, and just to remind you guys, Allie Files is the person who originated the theory of the electrocution theory, because she had been electrocuted when she was young, and so she recognized some things, and so yeah. Anyways, oh, well, before I jump in, I did on the drive from the airport yesterday I was able to listen to Candace's. I didn't get to see the video. I know she had some video. I saw that Allie had made a post on X about some of the video. I saw a quick thing. So, maybe we can cover that when we go live, because I wasn't able to, to go through that. Love for Allie, JK says. Sounds good. A little laggy, but keep going. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm on the hotel Wi-Fi. I wonder if we'll try it another time, but my phone Wi-Fi could be better. But yeah. Anyway, so the what they were talking about today in court is they want to, I got to tell you first, I'm jumping around. Okay. So I completely showed how new I am to all of this, because I went in with a water bottle, with my usual water bottle, which is this. And they said, you can't, have the water in here. And so I went and dumped it out, tried to go back in. They're like, well, you can't even have the water bottle, even if it's empty. So I had to run back to the hotel. Thankfully, it's just across the street, left it at the front desk, ran all the way back. So then I went in. I left my handy dandy notebook, but I was thinking I'd be able to use my phone to type notes. I figured I wouldn't be able to record audio or video or take pictures, but I left my notepad and my pen. I had everything else under the sun: Excedrin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, my microphone, everything. But I got in there, and Brandy from Brandy and Billy was right next to me. So she lent me her pen because she had a laptop and she could take notes. So next time if I go in person, I will have my laptop so I can take so I can take notes. But I have chicken scratch as fast as I could on spare pieces of paper that I had in my bag. Excuse me. So. And then I met another woman, and she was sitting next to me. She's a local here, and she goes to the court hearing. So we have feet on the ground here. So if I can't come to another hearing, she is willing to go to the hearing for me and take notes and transcribe and then do live so we can cover it like that, because the next hearing is April 17th. Tyler will be there too for that. And with that, Maggie, hi. Be sure to hit the thumbs up and the heart next to the chat. It's a little warm in here. I'm going to turn the air conditioner down just a sec. Okay. All righty. So the first thing is Richard Novak saw me, and I had it's a pole, like, I don't know, about this long. What is that? Like 3 feet. And it's for my monopod. And he said, "You look dangerous." I'm like, "Oh, it's just my monopod." So that was when we were walking in. The line into the courtroom wasn't too bad. I got there at 9 o'clock, 9:30. And the hearing started at 10, and they started right away. So there was about, let me see, there was about 40 people as I looked around. There was 40 people. They had 4 armed guards. They had, and it looked like 2 sheriff officials. So, and I guess he had a convoy. They probably have that on video. I don't know if even the mainstream media is covering, that like they did the first time when he went to court. But anyway, so it was, there was still room for seating in there. And if there wasn't room, that you could have used the jury box and all of that. So they had, Tyler's, defense team, which was 3 attorneys there. And then the prosecuting team had 4 attorneys there. And the media attorneys were there because they have filed, they have interest in this hearing because it has to do with free speech and opening all of the things to the public. So there was 2 attorneys for them, and then there was somebody taking still pictures, and then another one they were taking video. So that was the courtroom setting. And so as I said, I was behind Tyler Robinson's parents, and would have loved to talk to them some more, but I didn't want to push it. It's already super uncomfortable, and I know they can't say a whole lot anyway. So just the fact that I'm hoping just the fact to see a friendly face was nice, and to know that we're out here, the content creators and independent journalists, that we're out here supporting them and helping them. So let's get to it. Anyway, so Brandy and I connected. So I'm going to see, like, she texted me afterwards, and she's taking a nap right now, but I'm going to see if she wants to travel out to Panguitch to me if she doesn't work tomorrow. So, but I'm going to let her sleep right now. And then I'll ask. Let us see. So that was that. So Richard Novak and Mr. Burt, I didn't catch the first names. They are on the defense team. And so what they're doing is they want to have filings and like documents. They want to have them either, let me see. I'm going to check. the discovery and all that. They want it sealed, or they want the media, they don't want the media to be able to look at it, or the public. So discovery. So here's I'll take you in order. So discovery has been sent to the defense. About 93% of the prosecutor's discovery has been sent to the defense. Now, there's part of that discovery that the defense is arguing they don't want open to the public. Okay. Let's see. And they hand delivered a hard drive with about 24 terabytes of video that was captured. So they have some video. So what was funny to me is they're having a meeting tomorrow, they said, with the FBI and the ATF, asking for all discovery, and ask the local police for discovery and for video footage and body cam, all the body cam. But the FBI and the ATF are delaying. They don't have that over to them yet. And trial is just around the corner. So they need to be able to get that evidence. They need to get that discovery so they can prepare for trial. So I know that they're pushing for a quick trial, obviously, but I don't know how quick it can be, because they need their experts to go through all of this, forensic evidence, which they don't have yet, because the state, federal, and the FBI, the ATF and FBI are not being timely in getting that to them. So they're not getting it to any of them. And so, so they're setting up a meeting with the prosecutors are trying to broker a meeting between the FBI and the ATF. So we'll see. It's interesting to me that the FBI, didn't they say they have, they've got everything that we're gonna get? So I don't know. I'll go over your comments here and when we do an intermission. So let's see. The Utah State Bureau of Investigation has not received any forensic evidence, and they want to give it to, and they need to have it so then they can give it to the defense, then the defense can give it to their experts. And they are hoping to not postpone the preliminary hearing, but it's looking like the preliminary hearing might be postponed because they don't have what is it? Novak said is core fundamental data that needs to be put on by the defense. So it's interfering with what they can do. So if they want it to keep running quickly and smoothly, they need to get that over to them. So who knows, that meeting with Erica Kirk and, Colvet and Neff, who knows if it had anything to do with this, if they were meeting Kash Patel or Donald Trump or the Epstein file, who knows what even, but they have a lot of dealings, don't they? So have you seen pictures of Tyler's parents, Amber and Matt? Anyways, I will show that later to you if you haven't. But anyways, Amber does look like she has lost some weight. I'm sure it's probably a lot of grief going on. Can you imagine? If it was your kid? You wouldn't want it. You drink a lot probably, but you wouldn't feel like eating, I'm sure. Goodness. Okay. So yes, the defense wants to be able to cross-examine and enlist their experts and their witnesses. And so let's go see. Let's take a little bit of it, a little intermission, and see what you're saying. You guys are saying your hellos. So they have tons of video. Yes. What? 24 terabytes? That's so much. Where's me? Yeah. He says he doesn't think that it's like completely full, this, drive that they gave him, but I mean, it's got a good amount. They have tons. Tyler didn't do it. Yeah. I wonder if they have video of the bomb sniffing dogs not finding their rifle. Yeah, you know what? They probably, if they have body cam, I'm sure they had the cam on there. Well, it's the FBI. Do they have to have body cam? Yeah, I wonder why they're delaying if they have everything right. Yes. Okay, you guys haven't seen pictures. Hey, Stefan. Thank you. Welcome in. Good to see you here. No way he did it. That has crossed my mind that it would be AI video. Nice to have one of us boots on the ground. Great job, T. Thank you. Let me show you what his parents look like. And like I said, his father, Matt, looks about the same, but Amber definitely looks like worn. Definitely worn. Let's see. Okay, allow. Show you. Okay. And they're all MAGA. Let's see. Can you guys, so I don't have two screens right now, so I'm just trusting you can see it. Let me scroll. So yeah, that's his father. Look. Oh, that's a video. Yes. I don't want to do that. I just want to do a picture. Okay. So anyways, here, can we just see a picture? It's harder without two screens. Okay. Let's see, scroll. Yeah, there they are. So yeah, his dad looks, I don't know when this was taken, but a little bit older, but he definitely, is it sharing my screen, you guys? To stage. Okay, here we go. Okay, there they are. Okay, so yeah, Matt, he looks a little older. So whenever this was taken, it looks like probably 5 years ago, maybe 6. Can't tell. But they look about the same. There it is. Got it. Thanks. I was looking for a picture of his grandma. I couldn't find it. I could find the article when she had talked to the media. She talked to, who was it? The article said, I can't find it. Oh, Daily Mail. So yeah, Daily Mail says they talked to grandma. So anyways, I think my computer gets a little laggy when I try to do tabs because I didn't bring my newer computer. I brought my older one. Next time I'll bring my newer computer. All right. So anyways, that's his parents. Let's get on with what they said. Oh yeah. So the defense attorney Novak said he wanted to stress it's not the prosecution that's being slow. It's the FBI and yeah, and the State Bureau of Investigation. So the federal agencies are not submitting their data. Okay. Novak stressed that it's not prosecution, it's the Federal Bureau. So the one thing that they wanted to keep closed and not let us have access to is the January 9th order. Let's see. They want it classified. And of course, we didn't get to hear, what's in it, but they're asking the courts to make it private because the release will impact an impartial jury. So evidence is important, but it's still in process. So what they're saying is that the January 9th order has preliminary evidence. So it's important, they're saying, to share it like for at trial, but at right now it's in process. So they don't want us to have information before it's fully processed because, they don't want to impact the jury pool. They're really concerned about that. So they don't want to release preliminary findings. So as we go deeper into the court case, they don't want to release any preliminary findings for that reason. So the state has been of the opinion that releasing info will help. Okay, so the state is saying, hey, if we release information, it will help dispel conspiracy theories, because they've had meetings, in good faith, they've had meetings with the defense and prosecutors, and they're saying they are hoping it would help. They're saying it would help the conspiracy theories and the public discourse. And so the defense is saying, like, we don't think so. We don't think it'll help, and it could make it worse. So then Bert gets up. He's for the defense for Tyler. He's another attorney. So then it was his turn to talk, and he presented that he wants anything he wants everything private, the camera, the still pictures, the video, and he wants to close select portions of the court date for April 17th. So the next court hearing was so this was just for filings, this hearing, to close that and to make that private. So on the 17th, he's also requesting that it's private and closed because that's the one whether they're going to allow cameras in to the actual trial. And so in that, he wants that on the April 17th closed. And that that's what they were arguing there for. So then they gave a bunch of docket numbers, and let's see. So he's saying because of the nature of the preliminary hearing, because they'll be releasing information that they want to keep out, that could be prejudicial, making it open in court on the 17th is actually doing the exact opposite of what they're trying to avoid. So he wants it limited, no digital, and he wants no pre-trial publicity and anything like that. So he's talking about what they don't want to have come up again and to have it in the public discourse is the confessions. If there was any confessions made, they don't want it brought up again because they don't want the media. Of course, it's the mainstream media mostly that's saying this. They don't want them to talk more about a confession. They don't want opinions. So he's saying they want to eliminate the opinions of Erica Kirk. They mentioned specifically Vice President Vance, President Trump, because President Trump has pushed for the death penalty. They want that out. They don't want anything like that. The FBI, etc. So he's saying those are his main concerns, or the politicians doing that. And he said that's a problem. He did mention social media, independent journalists, and and stuff like that. I think just because he can't just mention one without the other. But he was pretty adamant that he didn't feel it was helpful to have to have conspiracy theories that help or don't help. So either way, he just thought he just wants it fair is what he's saying. So I'm wondering, because he was stressing the confessions, it was mentioned multiple times, because they were citing cases where confessions, bringing up where they closed or, limited what the public could see because of confessions. It makes me wonder, though, if there's something new. If there's something new, and if Tyler had possibly confessed or said something that could harm him to somebody he was in jail with, or somebody else, or if it's just the initial claim that he confessed and they don't want that replayed over and over and over again. Okay, let me pause and see what y'all are saying here. Let me scroll up. No way he did it. Okay, JK. How can they still be MAGA when it's so clear that MAGA's lying? I don't know. So that article was old. That was an older article from when it first happened. I've wondered that. And I'm like, well, clearly I'm not happy with the administration. So I don't know if they'd be friendly to me if they still believe in him. Or, maybe their thoughts have changed after he's, asked for the death penalty, and they're just like pounding that. So let's see. There it is. There it is. Jeff, and you guys were going. Okay. Stefan, I want to see the video from UVU. That is what needs to be made public. Right. All of it. If, in fact, they collected all of it. So, yes, I saw Tyler, and his demeanor was what they tell you to do, is just to not really be reactive and just kind of sit there, and no smiling, no making any gestures or facial expressions. So he's very slight. He's a very small person. I don't know how nimble he is, but as far as jumping up on a building and all that, like he's a small man. Very thin and very slight. So, it kind of, I feel like the pictures depict that as somewhat, but he's not as tall as what he looks like in the pictures. He's just shorter. I don't know, maybe 5'5". I'm not super good at that, but he's not much taller than me. He's definitely not 6 foot. So, and I would say probably under 5'8". Yeah, the parents' demeanor was, very sullen and quiet, and, very visibly stressed and sad and upset. So let's see. Let me see what else is in the notes here. So yeah, so they don't want to inflict on the April 17th hearing. They don't want to inflict the same thing that they're trying to avoid. The politician statements, the media broadcasts, he's talking about mainstream media. They just go with whatever the politicians say, as we all know. That's why we do what we do. So, and he said he feels like those outlets are promoted by the prosecutor. So there it got a little spicy. He was saying, basically he thinks the prosecutor, supports those media outlets who help him, and he didn't want that. They felt like that was unfair. They don't want the mainstream media covering it because they're highly prejudiced, as we've seen and as we know. So let's see. So the media outlets, what is his name? I'll get to it. But anyway, so the media outlets, as I said, it's a conglomerate. So there's like CNN, there's a local, I think Fox here in Salt Lake City, a number of news stations that have hired the attorneys. They filed a motion, or they filed their what do you call it? Objection to having it closed on the for free speech purposes. So they were there, that was a surprise to me. So the media is represented so that we continue to have an open court for the public, and that we can get all the information and it not be limited just because it's high profile. So I was actually really glad to see them there. and he seemed to enjoy his he seemed to really enjoy fighting for free speech. So he was a nice man. Let's see. Media wants to, yeah. Let's see. Yeah, the media attorneys want to the judge to deny it. Okay, and so the defense is saying, well, you can't deny it because that would taint the jury pool, and the court can't expand the jury pool. And then the prosecution is arguing, yes, the court has every right to expand the jury pool if that even happens. So they're saying, you know, in voir dire, you can cover it in voir dire, which is when they're asking each of the jurors questions. Have you seen social media? How do you feel about the death penalty? That's voir dire. So he's saying it can't all be covered in voir dire, and people lie in voir dire just so they can get in on the case. Would you lie? Would you lie just to get in on the case? So anyways. So, and then of course the court attorneys or the media attorneys don't want the judge to close it. They can just go ahead and they're saying just go ahead and expand the jury pool. So Burt argues that it's extensive cost and changing venues, because they had talked about if they can't find a good jury pool here, then they could also change venue. And Burt, the defense attorney, is arguing, hey, that's really expensive. We don't want to go, you know, put the state through all of that cost and all of that. So let's see what you guys said. Cisco, I never got on any jury pool. Each time I'm the first one dismissed. I would tell the truth. Yeah, I know. I would like a good juicy case though. That would be fun. So the prosecution was arguing that changing the venue, or no, this is Burt still. The defense attorney is saying changing the venue doesn't change the fact that globally the jury pool could be tainted and prejudiced. And he's saying that doing it during voir dire eliminates people. So what they're saying is in a jury pool, you want a broad spectrum, an array of people representing a pool of Tyler's peers. So if we do that, if we go like, are you on social media? How do you watch news? Do you feel this way and that way? It's just going to be severely limited. So which that makes sense to me. That does make sense. However, they can be extra careful. Stefan, I would think that more people usually lie and do not have to be part of it, to not have to be part of a jury. Yeah, if it wasn't a great case. Yeah, I think, I wonder, I mean, because, you have to miss work and you don't get paid great to be on a jury. So then the state prosecutor got up and let's see. He says that he's like, we don't make extrajudicial comments. We don't do that. And we are not supportive. We're not supporting the news media and any of that. So he seemed a little bit annoyed at that allegation. So his name was Chris Ballard. He was the main one who talked. And so he was replying, and then he gave a lot of citations of the docket numbers and that, which I will be looking up to see if I can see anything yet on those. So they named off all the different filings that they're responding to. Let's see. The defense is making, so Ballard is saying the defense is making false claims that the state is looking for media coverage and looking for media bias. And he's saying that the topic of confession is on public record. He's saying most of the stuff they're talking about is public record, and if it's on public record already, we don't need to have it private. We don't need to have it closed. And he cited his case studies on that. And again, the word confess, that they confessed was brought up. Somebody confessed to their cellmate. So yeah, I don't know if that means there's additional things that maybe Tyler had said, or if it's just the main claim that, people were saying that he confessed. So let's see. He said the court can expand the jury pool. That's, it's right up, within their jurisprudence, whatever that is. Anyways, and that is incorrect. He stressed that the court can do whatever it wants, he said. And so Ballard for the prosecution is saying, look, who cares what the media is saying? Because the more that they talk about it, people get bored, and then they just stop paying attention. And so he says, so by the time court's here, it's going to be so overplayed. Most people aren't paying attention because of all the coverage anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. So when it's flooded with media coverage, people just start getting numb to it. So let's see. And he argued that the defense is using improper standards. So the defense was saying, here's this case law, here's this case study that says here's why. And he's like, these standards don't exist. Whatever you're saying, the reasons why we should do this, it's not supported. So anyways. And again, he stressed most things in the hearing are public knowledge. So he understands having private information not disclosed, of course. That makes sense. Okay, so then the media lawyer got up, and there was two of them. So they got up and they talked about what their filings were, in protest of having a closed hearing and to have all that stuff done. Let's see. So he's saying all of it is public. So we're under the presumption and the assumption that everything is public. So the defense is making arguments as if this is a closed case and people are asking it to be open. And he's like, we're operating under the auspices and the presumption that this is open to the public. So they can't come in and ask for it to be closed because it's just backwards. They're trying to do it backwards, and that's not how it works. And that the public can't be restricted. All of it is public. And of course, free speech, because they're trying to control the narrative or control the discourse. He's like, then you're limiting free speech, and we can't have that. That's just not how we operate. That's not what we do. I mean, tell that to YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and X. That's not what we do, you guys. So the court can't control the discourse, but it can control the jury. So he's saying what we can't control, we shouldn't try to control. We should just focus on what we can control, and that's the jury. So there we go. And that was Judd, Mr. Judd. He was the one of the attorneys for the media. So then let's see. I need a drink of water. My throat's dry. Is this pretty laggy for you guys? Or is it okay? Okay, let's see. Did they mention autopsy work, anything? Nothing like that. Nope. They didn't mention anything with evidence so far. Other than, yeah, they didn't do specifics, and they were very careful about what they said because we were in there. I wonder if the defense will bring up the destruction of the crime scene. I'm hoping so. I'm sure they will. They seem to be pretty good. I'm surprised at how much they're pushing for not have the public in, because I feel like a good portion of the public is on Tyler's side, but we'll find out in a little bit later that they're not, and I'll tell you all about it. No problems with the stream. Good. Excellent. Was most of the hearing interesting and engaging, or was it procedural? It was interesting. I love stuff like that. Like, it's fun. I could sit there and I mean, I could, yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. It wasn't boring to me. Just because, you know, they're arguing cases and talking about case law, and they're talking about standards, and then they're going back and forth, and their personalities in it too, so you can get a good feel for them. Let's see what else. Okay. Oh yeah, he said, Mr. Judd said he's swimming in First Amendment papers, which he loves. He was delighted about that, so he likes his job for the defending free speech. But anyways, they're 185 pages worth, it sounds like, worth of paperwork that they're wanting us to not see. So, and then Judd, again, he's for the media. He said the court can't make a blanket order about something about the case, because they don't even know what's going to come out. Like, they can't make an order saying, yes, close it all, because they don't even know what's coming forward. So that was his argument too. It's impossible to decide, and that would have to be on a case by case like basis. And so then, yeah. And he's saying, and he thinks most of the case should stay open anyways. And he said that the camera recording, audio recording, that's all restricted right now anyway. So we don't need to go any further than that. That's enough, is what he said. We're good. You can stop there. Okay, so that was page 4. Let's see, page 3. Okay. Let's see what else. Who is this? I'm just looking at my scribbles here, guys. Okay, so, oh yeah, he said the defense attorney's argument was pretty generic, and it was real generic, and I think that was a valid. So we had a little bit of a recess, and after the judge heard all of that, let me make sure I told you guys everything here. Yeah. Okay. I think that was it. Let me see. Oh no, a little bit on the inside. So then the defense attorney got up, and he got to respond to everything that the prosecution and the media attorney said. And he just repeated himself, basically. He said he wanted to send the judge links of all of the social media videos. He wanted to send the judge links. So he's like, I think the judge should see, I think Your Honor should see all of the things that we're talking about, all the videos, what they're saying, and all of this. Here's where it gets interesting. He said that there are influencers and experts that are online being paid to talk about Tyler and to talk about this case prejudiciously by saying he's guilty, by sharing their information. So he says these people are being paid, and they're not disclosing that they're being paid. So some of those people who are out there, which I don't know who is, I don't pay attention to it. because I feel like I know what I know. But there's people out there being paid, and they're being paid to give the opinion against Tyler. Just in case you didn't know, now we know. So that was a huge, I feel like that was a good piece of information that we may not, I mean, I'm sure we could assume people are on that, but now we know people are being paid. We knew, but now we know. So, okay. I sat in courtroom plenty of times. You hear a lot. Okay. How can they say it's a public proceeding when they haven't released any of the evidence or results? Right. Right. Well, so, I mean, they don't even have the data, apparently. They just got a bunch, that whole like thumb drive of all of that, but they don't even have the FBI stuff. So that was an interesting part. So he has stressed again, he doesn't want anything that could help or hurt Tyler. So judge had a couple of questions. They were, I can't remember what they were. I didn't write them down because it was inconsequential really that was the bulk of everything, everything that he said. So then we recessed and he came back with rulings. Now in April, when the next hearing is April 17th, he said they have a time allotted for that, and they don't have to use all the time. He's like, but we don't have to use it if we don't have to. He's saying, let's try to help it go fast if we can, but if we need the time, we've got it. Anyway, so he denied two. So they had three motions that they wanted the judge to rule on. And so he denied two of them to keep certain dockets. And I wrote these dockets down so I can go look at them and I can look them up. But they wanted comments, and pictures they wanted excluded, and the judge denied that in part. He's saying to the defense, by March 30th, you need to get me an argument and which specific things you want, not this blanket statement. You need to get me a brief by March 30th telling me specifically what you want out, and at that point I will decide. So he denied it but granted it. He denied it in part and granted in part, meaning if they get him that information, he can look at it and decide from there. On docket 400, again, I don't know what they say because I haven't looked them up yet, but they wanted that kept private and he denied that. So I will be going on to look at these. So your super chats help a lot to pay for that because it does cost money. Let's see. And then privacy, yeah, so he denied two of them completely, and then the one he's saying, yeah, let's see what we see. He asked them what they have planned for the April 17th court hearing, and the defense says they have three witnesses, and they're witnesses that are going to testify what allowing cameras in a court trial could do. So he's got three expert witnesses he wants to bring in to argue his case about why cameras shouldn't be allowed. And then the state attorneys, the prosecutors, will call one witness to talk about an expert testimony and an opinion about talking about negative things toward Erica Kirk or something like that. I don't know. That didn't quite make sense to me. But anyway, so there will be four witnesses that day, April 17th. It'll be really interesting. If you all want to help, send me back to Utah to come to this April 17th. I'd be happy to come. So let's see. By human. So then the defense had come up and he said there's an external, an ex parte, so somebody who's not involved in the case sent the judge a brief about the hearing being public. We don't know if it's in support of or in objection to that, but it's called, I don't know if we can look it up, but it's called Human Events is the organization is called Human Events, and they sent a legal brief to the judge for the judge to consider while considering whether or not to open or close this case to the public and to the media. And the judge said they have it. He didn't read it because he didn't think it was appropriate. So that's what the defense wanted. He didn't want the judge to consider it because these people have no skin in the game. They're not even part of this. So anyways, after this, probably in the next couple of days, I'll go and see if I can find what that legal briefing was and take a look at it. Let's see. So as I said, April 17th is the next hearing. It's at 10 a.m. He will not rule that day, but they will on that day be able to rule what parts are closed and open. And then they set a couple dates. They set some dates for that brief. What he had asked the defense attorney for by March 30th, the attorney is going to get it to him by March 27th. The prosecution will respond by April 3rd. And then if the defense wants to comment on that, the defense always has the last say in what they want to say. So April 10th, he will redress whatever the prosecution says if they have additional arguments. So yeah, that's that. So it was, I lingered afterwards and talked to a few people. When I was leaving, I was so glad because I ran into Richard Novak again and his team at the light, and I asked them, I said, I'm sure you guys can't tell me, but who's your favorite content creator? Who's your favorite conspiracy theorist that you listen to? And they just looked at me and smiled. And they're like, well, who are you? And I'm like, well, I'm Teresa Betterlife. I'm Teresa Bruce. Anyways, I introduced myself to them and they said hello. And I said, I mentioned Baron, Candace, Ian, and he's like, Novak is like, he's got a good sense of humor. He said, who's Candace Owens? And I said, well, she's a crazy person, don't you know? And then they all laughed. So yeah, they're out there watching. The defense is watching. That was one of my big questions is I wondered, are they paying attention to what people are saying? Because my hope is they're listening to some of this and this is going to help their defense. That's why we're doing it, right? I mean, we want to be able to show them things that we feel maybe the FBI and those people in power are keeping from them. And so, that's I feel like that's why we're doing it. That's why most of us are doing it. And so he they're paying attention. So we don't know who they're paying attention to, but they're paying attention. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Oh yeah, we got that one. Maggie, of course they are. Probably the same people who get paid to promote tiny hats. Yes. So I guess it's safe to assume those people out there, especially probably the bigger ones, obviously, if they're legal experts and they're out there giving those kinds of opinions, they're being paid by Erica Kirk, TPUSA, because the prosecution can't pay them. So they're being paid privately. Who would that be? Who do you think would be paying them? Erica Kirk, maybe? Yeah, TPUSA, Stacey Sheridan, Tyler Boyer. Anyway. Let's see, Cisco. I heard a lot of people who attack Candace are upset because they weren't paid as promised. Oh, really? Where'd you hear that, Cisco? Where'd you guys hear this? Jamie, we are all going to chip in and get you some pens and pencils for Easter so you're prepared on the 17th. I will have my better computer with me if I come back on the 17th, and I will have my pens, and I know now I can take my laptop in there and I can take notes. So they make you put away, you have to turn off, you have to power off your phone. But if you have a laptop, you're allowed to be on your laptop. You can't have any audio recording either. So yes, pens, pens and all of that. So crazy old Candace. Yeah, they got a good chuckle of that. TPUSA and Erica, but somehow indirectly, most likely, yes. Rumors on X, of course. All those rumors. What did you guys think of the show yesterday? I have to go back and watch the video. I could only, listen to the audio. It was stop and go traffic, so a few times I could glance over, but I didn't get to look, in detail. I saw some of the video. I didn't want to get in a wreck in my rental. Didn't want to get in a wreck at all. But yeah. Candace I heard she had her hair in a low bun again, so she was armed for bear. The TPUSAs can't even send out the hats. Yeah, they're not sending out those hats. I wonder if people ever got those. Erica, get on top of it. You own a fashion brand, girl. Get on it. Do it. So I think that's it. I'm going to, let's see, what's Jeff say? To be clear, the media could have video, but folks there to watch could not record. Yeah, they could record video, and I don't know, they have certain agreements, like I don't know, they had to abide by certain rules that the court had. So yeah, we couldn't. I don't know what those rules are. I have to look up those rules, but they had to go in front of the court, in front of the judge, up to the front, and he had to say, do you read the rules and how you're supposed to act here and what you're supposed to do and not do? And they both said yes. So yeah. I had no idea she owned a fashion line. She does. Most of the stuff on the website is out of stock. She's got straws, glass straws etched with I don't know. Not going to hope. I won't say it. I'll be good. But let's see. I saw that News Nation had a live today. Did they have a live of the hearing of Tyler? Candace said she would show the video of the back of Charlie's head, but she didn't really. What she showed was the video being scrubbed back and forth. Yeah, she said she'd send that to content creators who want that. So I'm assuming it's to the bigger people who she talks to. I'm not big enough for her to talk to me yet, or important enough yet. But maybe I'll ask. I'll send her a message. Okay, well, we can catch it on News Nation. You can apply for a media pass that I could see, but it's for special circumstances, because really you're supposed to be able to go into court and be able to record and stuff. But because people are arguing that they don't want it, they can't just let us do that. But yeah, it would have been nice to be able to record or take pictures at least, or to have audio. Although, when you're sitting back in the pews, you wouldn't catch good audio unless you have a really good camera like the bigger stations do. There was quite a few, it seemed like possibly students there to observe. Of course, I said Brandy, what is it? Is that her name? Am I getting it right? She was there. Yeah, Brandy. Anyways, Billy wasn't, but Brandy was. So yeah, we'll see. So maybe I can talk her into heading over to Penguich with me tomorrow. So yeah. Let's see. And she showed better pictures of the inside of the, I want to see those, the inside of the SUV. Yes, with all that plastic, because I'm sure that those explosive, that, yeah, I bet you that anything, that's what those shards of black plastic were. Trigger Smart did a live stream of the hearing too. Really? Yeah, my listening device would be good, but I don't think that's reaching, because it's only like if you're close. It's not like a directional mic and all of that to where they have sound like loudly broadcast. So we'll have to go. Who's Trigger? I've never heard of Trigger Smart. Trigger Smart, News Nation, but I only saw, so they must be sharing, they must be like related media outlets, because there was only the video, one video camera, and then one still picture person there. So yes, anyways, that was that. It was really fun. Maybe I'll just go be a court reporter. No, I only want interesting. I like being my own boss. I'm like Candace, I can't work for anybody else. Not sure if anyone mentioned that the lack of blood was interesting. Yeah, that the lack of blood is interesting from, yes, on the back of his shirt. I know I have to go look at what Allie has been posting. I don't know if she's still here or not, but and then see if we can't get on a live. So tomorrow I'll go head over to UVU and take a look there, and then head out to Penguich and go to the smokehouse, Cowboy Smokehouse. Hopefully it's good food, because I'm going to sit down and order some food. I better get a really good steak. I love a good steak, or maybe some ribs. I don't know. It depends on what I'm in the mood for tomorrow. But send out the prayers and the vibes that like I will just happen to be there at the right time and talk to some right people, be able to connect with them. I was thinking about heading out in the direction where Grandma may or may not live. That's another. So Cowboy Smokehouse from where I'm at is 3 hours, and then Washington, Utah is another hour from there. So we'll see. We'll see. Praying for you on this trip. Thank you. Let's see. In the car, it should have been everywhere, and the men should have been covered. And did she? Yes. And did she say there was did I hear her correctly? There was shattered glass. So that'll be interesting. So hopefully Allie does a lot of good video analysis and picture analysis. So we'll see what she has, and see if we can't get a joint live going. Anyway, it was fun. It was a long day. It was a long day of travel and a short day in court. It's like one of those, right? Like it went really fast for me. The time flew by. It felt like one of the, when you stand in line for an hour to get on a ride, and the ride's like 3 minutes. It's kind of what it felt like. I'm like, can we just go longer? Can we say more? Can we hear more? Anyway, I will be, getting the filings and stuff and reading through those as they come, as we have access to them. And so we'll go over those. But anyways, that's it for now. Everybody have a great weekend. I don't know if I'll just if I'll do live, or if I'll go just do, video and then upload something. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah. Thanks for stopping in, and thanks for being here. I appreciate all of you. Share, like, subscribe, all that hype, all that good stuff. I noticed that, well, some people said that they had hyped the video. So yeah, hit that like. Yes. Gotta jam. Bye, Jay Anthony. Hey, Jay Anthony, your stuff went out today. Your package. My husband sent it out for you today, I believe. And let's see. Stefan, you should be getting yours soon. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Have a good weekend if I don't see you by the end of it.
This is a better life. From scars to stars, from pain to bulletproof, to reach a better life. A better life with you. Talking news, pop culture life, love and scandal, heart to heart. Teresa, better life. Real is where the reset starts. No playing small. We rise, we fall. We laugh, we do it all. A better life is one brave call. Teresa, better life. Let's build a better life. Let's build a better life. A better life. Teresa, better life.